everybody, my name's Alex and this is the Unaesthetic Living channel. On this channel I plan to document my everyday life, just a bit about myself. I'm literally 2 days away from turning 35. I live with my partner and my cat Tiggy, who I'm sure will feature on my videos. If you don't hear her, you'll definitely see her. She's a beautiful black moggy. She's just about to turn 17, not far off it, and I've had her since she was a kitten. She's got a very distinctive meow, so you'll certainly hear her if you don't see her on my upcoming videos. Just making myself a cup of tea. Please feel free to make yourself one, grab yourself a drink, and we'll just have a little chat. On the channel I plan to discuss my recent. I bought this house coming up 2 years ago. Me and my partner are very slowly on a budget refurbishing it. It was built in the early 90s and let's just say nothing's been updated since. So I'm currently stood in my kitchen. You can just see some of the cabinets behind me. I wouldn't have even said they were from the 90s. They look real 80s to me. I'll show you my bathroom later. You'll have a good old laugh at that as well. Please feel free to comment. I won't be offended. We do know we've got a lot of work to do. So far, we've replaced the heating system and the windows, and I'll discuss that further and what we've done with that. How we've done it. We don't plan on taking out any loans to do any of the work. We really are just cash flowing it. Also in this channel I'm going to talk about savings, my goals for the future. My partner's 10 years older than me. Like I said, I'm coming up 35, so he's 45, and I'm looking way ahead in the future. But when he comes to retire, I'd also like to retire too. So when he's 68, I'll be 58. So I'll be discussing my plans on how I'm going to achieve that goal. Hopefully, if you like the sound of that, then please like and subscribe to my channel. This is my first video. I'm very nervous. I'm not very good at talking in front of people in general, let alone on camera, but I'm hoping to build my confidence with that. So I've just sat down with my cup of tea. So just a little bit more on the house refurb. The first thing that we did when we moved in, and we moved in September 2023, was, so the house had old-fashioned storage heaters from the 90s. Like I said, nothing had been replaced, and having our first electric bill from that, if you're in, so I live in the southwest of the UK. House prices are very expensive in my area, so needed quite a big deposit for that. But then on top of that, our first bill for our heating when the winter came, I believe it was like somewhere around the £400 mark. So the first thing we thought we'd better do was replace our heating system. We didn't have a lot of money after purchasing the house. I had a little bit saved up, really just to do a few improvements. So we looked on Facebook Marketplace and we found Rowente heaters. They're still electric. I believe they're oil-filled electric heaters. We didn't have enough money to do solar ground source heat pumps. Maybe that's something that we could look for in the future. That's what my neighbour has, and she tells me that her electric bill is very minimal. Maybe that's something we can look to do in the future. My partner is a qualified electrician, so he was able to remove the storage heaters and replace with the Rowente heaters that we found for a very good price on Facebook Marketplace. We actually managed to find, rather than, you know, the one-off heater which I have seen on there, we actually managed to find more than enough to replace in our house and the sizes that we needed for the rooms. So I'm just in my hallway. This is just one of the heaters that we replaced in our entryway. So it's a Rowente Series K heater. I believe it's 300 watts. I think what was in here before was triple that, as you can imagine, or more than triple that for the storage heater. So yeah, we replaced the storage heater in here. and we've done now every room. We had more than enough storage heaters that we found on Marketplace. Thankfully, we were able to give one to a friend that they wanted for their garage, and we've got a spare one that we're going to eventually install in the shed. In the bigger rooms, we were able, thankfully, to have heaters that the people that we bought them from were getting rid of, and I'll put some pictures in to show you. And then the second big thing that we've done is to replace all of the windows. So we actually had timber wood framed windows, and they were far beyond repair. The first bit that we did was the front of the house and the doors, because it got to the point where our front door was wood and it had completely swollen. My other half had to like plane the side of it off, just so we could open and shut the door safely, because it had swollen so much from the weather. The front of our house seems to get the majority of the weather because it's quite exposed. It's quite open field in front of our house, so we get all the elements, and also it's south facing, so it also gets the sun during the day. If it doesn't get the rain, it gets the sun. So that's the person that owned the house before hadn't treated the windows, or not often enough. They really were rotting, and bits were falling off them. So we did the front of the house first, and we did the back door as well, because the back door, they're double doors, and they really were swinging in the wind. You'd have to lock them just to keep them shut, because I'm guessing where the wood had swollen, retracted, they just didn't fit in the gap anymore. So that was another priority, and I'll put some details of how much they cost down in a moment. And recently we've had the back windows of our house done, so they were less of a priority. They didn't look nice at all, really grotty, and it really has made such a difference to the house since we've had those changed. It's only been a matter of days, but I can tell already that that's going to make a difference come the winter. I mean, we noticed it when we had the front windows done. We went from hearing like every little noise out the front to nothing, and yeah, it felt like, you know, when people used to walk past our house, it felt like they were in the room with us, whereas now you can't hear people talking outside or anything, which is much nicer. I can already tell that it's going to make such a difference to our bills and things in the winter months, now that we've had the back windows done as well, because it just keeps it warmer in the winter months. Makes a difference because it's more element proof. I don't know, sorry if that's the right word, I hope that makes sense. So on this channel I'll also be discussing more about myself. I have two jobs. One job I work for the civil service, and my second job, during term time, I work for a youth club. I'm on a 0 hour contract for that job, but usually I'll do 3 hours a week during term time. I mean, it's currently summer holidays, so we're off for the summer. Like I said, I get an income from my full-time job as a civil servant and an income from my youth club work. I pay into a civil service pension, which I'll go into more on another video, and I pay into a private pension that I had when I had I've worked for so many different private companies throughout my life. So started full-time work at the age of 18, and I left the private sector in 2022. So from the age of 18, everyone said to me, get a pension, it's so important. And I really do, I'm really thankful for that advice, because they're absolutely right. We can't rely on the state pension. It may not be there when I come to retire. At least another 33 years to go before I could be claiming on the state pension, and it could go, the age requirement for that could go up. It's certainly gone up in my lifetime. I remember grandparents being able to claim at 65, and it's now gone up to 68, so you know it could go up again in those 33 years. So I don't want to have to rely on that. So I've been paying into private pensions. I've now consolidated my private pension, that is, into one pension pot, and I do continue to pay into that. I don't pay in from my youth club salary, so it doesn't get deducted from that. I just pay from my everyday wages that I get. Not very much, but I'll go into more detail about that in a future video. So I'll take you up to my bathroom and I'll show you what I plan to do to help save some money. Every little saving that you can find helps. So what I'm going to tell you about Boots recycle scheme. Sorry, as I was saying, the Boots scheme, so you basically get Boots Advantage points when you recycle your empties. They have like a list of what they accept and what they don't accept. That's on their website. You can easily find it on there. But I just figured if I can get some advantage points, then I can use that on my beauty spends. I mean, I don't buy really expensive brands or anything like that, but every little helps, doesn't it? So I'm now up in my bathroom. We've recently just had new windows installed. I mean, if I showed you the rest of the bathroom, the state of it, but this window, it brings me so much joy just looking at it, because honestly I'll have to try and put some pictures in of the old ones. They were disgusting. They were old wood timber framed windows. There was absolutely no saving them. They'd completely rotted. It just has made such a difference to this bathroom. The reason I'm actually up here was to show you a little bit of the bathroom. So I'll show you this. I mean, I don't know who decided to put this in a bathroom. I know at some point in the 90s, like, marine sort of life was popular, but this is awful. I really don't mind if you have a good old laugh in the comments about this, because honestly, I can't wait to replace it. Also, to say, the reason I'm actually up here is to talk about I saw on another channel, Sharon on living on a low UK budget, I think. Anyway, I'll put the name in the comments of the video, or in the bio of the video. This is my first video, like I said, so I don't know how things work yet, but I will definitely tag her channel because I watch it all the time. She mentioned about Boots having a recycling scheme, and I've noticed in my town that our local Boots has got that recycling scheme now. So I've started collecting my empties. So I do use the ordinary, and like Sharon does, I've been cutting them open just to get every last drop out of them. So yeah, I'll be putting them in my recycling bag, and then I've got a few others that I've literally probably got like one last squeeze out of them, and then they can go into the recycling as well. All of that to say, so I completely ran out of cleanser, and what I used today to help me wash my face, so before I got in the shower I put this mask on. I won this actually in a raffle. I've never ever purchased Eastbar products before, but I won it in a raffle at a barn dance that I went to, and oh, it smells so beautiful. It really does smell like a spa. So I put this on first thing before I got in the shower, brushed my teeth, and you know, just potted about for a moment. It says to leave it on for 10 minutes. I don't think it was quite 10 minutes. Then I got in the shower, and oh my god, it's like I mean, this is just a normal Friday morning, but I really feel like it has brightened up my day already. So I forgot to mention one other thing that's probably going to be going in the recycling soon will be this, but I saw that Sharon mentioned about using a lip brush to get the last few dregs out, so I'll definitely be doing that with this. So I'd probably go through one of these. It's only lip balm, it looks like a lipstick, it's a lip balm from NARS, but I'd probably go, especially in the winter, through one of these at least once every 3 months. I'm probably getting through this, but we'll see how long it lasts with the lip brush, so I'm keen to try that. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you've made it this far. If you have, please drop me a comment. I'd really love it if you did, or an emoji. Thank you. Bye. Oh, also you'll get to see a clip of my cat in a moment. Here is my kitty Tiggy. Say hi, Tiggs. So I told you she has a very distinct meow. You may hear in the background of my videos going forward because she constantly wants attention, but that's okay, so we give it to her.